Have you ever walked away from a conversation agreeing to do a favor you absolutely hate, just because saying no felt too dangerous? Have you ever apologized to someone when they were the one who bumped into you? You think these are just manners. You think you are just being polite. But to a manipulative person, that wasn't politeness. That was a signal. You just broadcasted a frequency that says, "My boundaries are negotiable." If you feel like you attract controlling bosses, toxic partners, or needy friends, it is not bad luck. It is a pattern. You are unknowingly leaking information about your submission threshold. But here is the good news. This is not a personality defect. It is a software glitch, and software can be patched. In the next 12 minutes, I am going to show you the 4 specific signs that reveal you are too easily manipulated. I will explain why your brain does this and exactly how to patch the leak, calmly, professionally, and without turning into a jerk. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. It's Friday afternoon at the office. You are packing up. You have plans, maybe a date, maybe just Netflix and a glass of wine. Your coworker, Dave, walks over. Dave is disorganized. Dave is stressed. He says, "Hey, I am so swamped and I know you're the Excel wizard. Could you just take a quick look at this spreadsheet? It'll only take you 5 minutes." Your stomach drops. You know it won't take 5 minutes. It will take an hour. You want to say, "No, Dave, I have plans and this is your job." But what comes out of your mouth? Sure, I guess I can take a quick look." Why did you do that? You aren't stupid. You knew he was using flattery, Excel wizard, and minimization, only 5 minutes, to trap you. But the physical sensation of saying no felt like jumping off a cliff. The guilt of leaving him stranded outweighed the pain of ruining your own Friday. You chose resentment over conflict. This isn't just about being too nice. This is a biological mechanism that psychologists call the fawn response. We all know fight or flight. But when a threat or a social pressure feels too overwhelming to fight and too immediate to flee from, the brain chooses the 4th option, fawn. Fawning is appeasement. It is merging your needs with the needs of the predator to avoid harm. In the wild, fawning looks like a dog rolling over to show its belly. In the boardroom or the living room, fawning looks like over-apologizing, nervous laughter, and agreeing before you've even heard the full request. You aren't weak. Your nervous system is just trying to keep you safe by making you useful. But in the modern world, being useful to everyone is the fastest way to become useless to yourself. Let's identify the 4 specific habits that show you are stuck in this mode. Sign number 1, the JADE reflex. This stands for justify, argue, defend, explain. When you say no, do you keep talking? Someone asks you to dinner? You don't want to go. Instead of saying, "I can't make it, but thank you," you say, "I can't because my cat is sick, and I have this report due, and I'm really tired, and maybe next week." Here's the leak. When you over-explain, you're signaling that you need their permission to say no. You're handing them data points they can argue with. If you say, "I can't because of the report," they will say, "Oh, just do the report tomorrow." If you say, "I can't because of the cat," they will say, "The cat will be fine for 2 hours." A manipulator will look at your excuse and offer a solution, trapping you. A sovereign person does not offer an alibi for their own time. No is a complete sentence. Explanations are a courtesy, not a requirement. Sign number 2, you accept pocket vetoes. This happens often in dating and business. You ask a direct question because you need clarity. What are we looking for in this relationship? When will I get that raise? Is this project approved? They give you a vague word salad answer. Let's just see where things go. We'll revisit compensation when the synergy aligns. We are exploring all options. And you just nod. You accept the non-answer because you don't want to be pushy. Here's the leak. This signals tolerance for ambiguity. It tells the manipulator that they can keep you on the hook without giving you any commitment. They learn that words are enough to satisfy you. They don't need to provide actions. If you don't enforce clarity, you will be fed confusion. And confusion is the soil where manipulation grows. Sign number 3, the emotional sponge effect. You walk into a room, and if your boss is in a bad mood, you are suddenly in a bad mood. You feel responsible for the emotional climate of the room. You try to fix people who are angry, sad, or silent. You might ask, "Is everything okay? Did I do something?" Here is the leak. This is a lack of emotional boundaries. Manipulators love this. They learn that all they have to do is sigh loudly, slam a door, or look disappointed, and you will scramble to do whatever they want just to make the tension stop. They don't even have to ask you to do the work. They just have to display unhappiness, and you will volunteer to do the work to fix their mood. You are controlled by their internal weather. Sign number 4, zero latency response. Your phone buzzes, you answer. Someone asks a favor. You say yes immediately. You reply to emails within seconds. Here's the leak. Availability equals low value. But more importantly, instant reactions are rarely rational. They are emotional. When you respond instantly, you're operating on their timeline, not yours. You're showing that you have no filter between a stimulus and your response. That makes you predictable. And predictable things are easy to control. A manipulator knows that if they catch you off guard, you will agree. So they rely on urgency. They create false emergencies to bypass your logic. By responding instantly, you are playing their game at their speed. So, how do we seal these breaches? The instinct is to get angry, to start fighting back, to become aggressive. Do not do that. Aggression is just another form of engagement. It shows them they have gotten under your skin. The opposite of manipulation isn't domination. It is non-reactivity. Here are 3 defense protocols to use today. Protocol 1, the power pause. From now on, never agree to a request immediately, even if you want to do it, even if it's easy. Build a buffer. When Dave asks for help with the spreadsheet, you don't say no and you don't say yes. You say, "Let me check my bandwidth and get back to you." This buys you time. It allows your logic brain to catch up with your fear brain. It signals that your time is an asset that must be allocated, not a free resource to be looted. It trains people to expect a delay, which increases your perceived value. Protocol 2, the broken record. When a manipulator tries to argue with your no, stop JADE-ing. Stop explaining. Just repeat your boundaries using the exact same words. They say, "But it's only 5 minutes. You're usually so helpful." You say, "I understand, but I can't do it today." They say, "You're really leaving me hanging here. The boss is going to be mad." You say, "I hear you, but I can't do it today." They say, "Wow, okay. I thought we were a team." You say, "I can't do it today." Don't get angry. Don't raise your voice. Be a wall. Walls don't explain themselves. Eventually, they will hit the wall and move on to an easier target. Protocol 3, return the awkwardness. When someone asks an intrusive question or makes a passive-aggressive comment, don't rush to smooth it over. Use silence. If someone says, Must be nice to leave at 5 p.m. while the rest of us are working. Do not apologize. Do not say, "Oh, I finished my work early." Look at them for 3 seconds without saying a word. Let the silence hang in the air. Let it become heavy. Then simply turn back to your packing. Or say, "Was that meant to be helpful?" Most people rush to fill the silence because it feels awkward. But the awkwardness belongs to them, not you. They made the rude comment. If you can become comfortable with the awkwardness, you force them to carry the weight of their own behavior. I want to be clear about something. If you recognize yourself in this video, it doesn't mean you are broken, and it certainly doesn't mean you are stupid. It usually means you are highly empathetic. It means you care about harmony. It means you have a high capacity to help others. These are beautiful traits. The world needs more of them, but empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. You're not guarding a fortress, you are guarding a garden. If you let everyone walk through it whenever they want, you won't have a garden anymore. You'll have a mud pit. Building these boundaries doesn't make you cold. It allows you to be kind sustainably. It allows you to say yes when you mean it and no when you need to. That is not selfishness. That is self-respect. This is a skill. It takes practice. You will feel guilty the first time you use the power pause. That is normal. Do it anyway. The guilt is just your old programming trying to run. If you want to upgrade your internal software, if you want to learn how to navigate power dynamics with clarity, not fear, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to the Shadow Intel. We don't teach you how to be a manipulator. We teach you how to be immune to them. Stay sharp. Disappear.